Greetings everyone. We'd like to kick things off by highlighting that this video is the product of artificial intelligence. Consequently, there might be slight inaccuracies in the script and irrelevant media. We ask for your understanding. In this video, we're embarking on a deep dive into the complex subjects of exemptions from military service in Israel and the conscription of women, relying on in-depth information collated from 2 Wikipedia articles. In order to fully comprehend these topics, we will be briefly discussing the role of military service in Israeli society, where it is seen not merely as a requirement but a crucial rite of passage, mandatory for both men and women when they turn 18. This collective obligation significantly contributes to the nation's ethos of unity and resilience. Despite this, there are certain exceptions to this rule that have sparked considerable controversy due to questions about fairness and equality. This is a nuanced and sensitive issue that mirrors societal divisions and diverse viewpoints. Our goal in this video is not to pass judgment, but to provide a comprehensive and objective view of the situation at hand. We firmly believe in the value of understanding varied perspectives on crucial matters, as it promotes growth, learning, and empathy. We encourage you to actively engage with our channel and delve into a multitude of other fascinating topics. Links to the discussed Wikipedia articles and additional resources are available in the description. Through shares, subscriptions, and activating notifications, join us on this intriguing and insightful exploration of Israeli military service exemptions and women's roles in the Israeli Defense Forces. Let's dive in, shall we? And remember, don't forget to like, subscribe, share, and click that. For a more in-depth understanding of these issues, check out the Wikipedia articles linked in the description. Israel's military service exemptions are governed by the Israeli Security Service Law. This piece of legislation lays out the various criteria that can qualify an individual for exemption from military service. Diverse array of grounds can be considered for exemption, including medical, psychological, religious, and criminal records. For instance, if an individual is found to have a severe medical condition that could potentially hinder their ability to serve, they may be exempted from duty. Psychological conditions are also taken into account, as the mental well-being of service members is of utmost importance. Religious beliefs can also play a significant role in exemptions. Who are deeply committed to their faith and whose religious practices might be compromised by military service could be considered for exemption. Criminal records, too, can be a factor. Law aims to maintain the integrity and the discipline of the military, and as such, individuals with a history of criminal behavior may be exempted. Law is not limited to any specific demographic but applies broadly to the Jewish, Druze, and Circassian communities. It's worth noting that Arab citizens of Israel are generally exempt from this law. You might be wondering how significant these exemptions are. Well, in the year 2020, approximately 32.9% of men and 44.3% of women received exemptions. Mental health was cited as one of the key reasons behind these exemptions. This goes to show how the Israeli Security Service Law is not just about enforcing military service, but also about ensuring that those who serve are fit and capable, while those who are not, for various legitimate reasons, are exempted. A system that seeks to balance national security with individual rights and welfare. Tuned as we delve further into the consequences of draft evasion in our next scene. In the Israeli Defense Forces, or IDF, women have been playing a significant role since its establishment. IDF is one of the few armed forces in the world where women are conscripted alongside men. This tradition dates back to the founding of Israel in 1948, when women were seen as integral to the nation's defense. The years, the roles and positions held by women in the IDF have evolved significantly. Initially, women were primarily assigned to non-combat roles such as nursing, communications, and administration. However, as societal norms shifted, so too did the roles of women in the military. They started taking on more diverse and significant roles, including positions in combat units, intelligence, and even leadership. Today you'll find women serving in various capacities across the IDF, from fighter pilots to infantry soldiers. Notably, in 2014, Major General Orna Barbavai became the first woman to achieve the rank of Major General in the IDF, marking a significant milestone in the history of women's service. But this progress has not come without challenges. Women in the IDF have faced and continue to face significant hurdles, including gender discrimination and other societal pressures. Despite these challenges, they have made remarkable strides and continue to break barriers in the military. Women in the IDF are not just fulfilling their national duty, but also challenging gender norms and paving the way for future generations of women in the military. Their contributions to Israel's defense are significant and cannot be understated. As we continue to explore the dynamics of military service in Israel, let's take a closer look at the consequences of draft evasion in our next scene. Israel's military service exemptions are governed by the Israeli Security Service Law. This comprehensive legislation outlines various criteria for military service exemptions in the country, encompassing a range of medical, psychological, religious, and criminal records. It's a system designed to ensure that only those who are fit to serve do so, while also taking into consideration the individual's personal circumstances and convictions. The law's application is to Jewish, Druze, and Circassian communities. However, Arab citizens are notably exempt from its mandate. This adds another layer of complexity to the already multifaceted issue of military service in Israel. In 2020, statistics showed a rise in exemptions granted on mental health grounds, shedding light on the increasing emphasis on psychological well-being of potential draftees. Despite the present such exemptions, the Israeli Security Service Law continues to uphold the importance of national military service, simultaneously recognizing the need to balance national security with individual rights and welfare. As we delve deeper into the issue, it's fascinating to see how this interplay of law, society, and individual freedoms shapes the future of military service in Israel. Draft evasion is not a matter taken lightly in Israel. It is considered a serious offense, falling under the category of criminal acts. The Israeli government employs a variety of strategies to discourage such evasion, utilizing media campaigns and legal measures. Still, the stigma attached to those who have served in the Israel Defense Forces, or IDF, is hard to shake off. While it's not uncommon for employers during job interviews to inquire about an applicant's military service, it is also true that public attitudes are evolving. There is now a growing recognition of the diverse reasons that to exemptions from military service. This more nuanced understanding of what military service signifies is slowly but surely seeping into the societal psyche. Yet the journey towards an inclusive society that respects all experiences is a long one. The reality on the ground often paints a complicated picture. Despite laws preventing discrimination based on military service status and the evolving public perception, a bias still exists. Those who haven't served may find themselves the fringes, facing an invisible barrier that can impact various aspects of life, including employment. Despite the potentially severe consequences of draft evasion, the perception towards those who have not served in the IDF still leans towards the negative. The impact of military service extends even to the job market. As we delve into this segment of our video, we scrutinize the role of military service in job interviews within Israel. We discover that military service is not merely a civic duty or a rite of passage. It is also a significant factor during job applications. At the same time, we examine the laws aimed to prevent discrimination based on an individual's military service status. Even though legislation exists to protect non-serving individuals, the reality is, it continues to be a crucial factor in job interviews. Lastly, we explore societal perceptions and biases towards individuals who haven't served in the military. Despite attitudes slowly shifting, there remains a negative perception towards those who have not served in the IDF. Thus, the impact of military service in Israel extends even beyond national security, affecting employment landscape as well.